For over a decade, Elmore has been defined by one thing.
Oh, don't get used to it. Do it now.
Chaos. And at the center of that chaos, Gumball Watterson. But what if the story changed? What if, instead of the loudest voice in the room, the heart of the Wattersons became its leader? This is what would happen if Darwin replaced Gumball. When you really analyze Darwin's character development, his relationships, and his place in Elmore, you see qualities of a classic protagonist that Gumball just doesn't have.
Think about it. A cardboard box could be a spaceship, a time machine, a pirate boat fighting a giant squid. If you look at it through the eyes of a kid.
I said it would be a huge letdown.
Darwin has a clear origin story, genuine character growth, moral complexity, and most importantly, he represents something deeper about transformation and belonging that resonates on a universal level.
I learned how to do the mating call of the mockingbird.
To understand why Darwin works as a main character, we need to start with his origin story, which is honestly more compelling than most animated movies. In The Origins, we witness something remarkable. Darwin literally evolves himself through the power of love and determination. This isn't just a cute backstory, it's a perfect protagonist setup. But if Darwin really takes Gumball's place, this origin becomes his greatest strength and his biggest problem. Think about classic hero journeys. The protagonist usually starts in one world, gets called to adventure, faces challenges, transforms, and returns changed. Darwin's story hits every single beat. He begins as a simple pet goldfish, gets separated from his family through circumstances beyond his control, embarks on an impossible journey back to them, undergoes a literal physical transformation to overcome obstacles, and finally returns to his family as a completely changed being. And Darwin's world is about to change in ways he's not ready for.
What? You've got legs? How?
I don't know how, but I know why.
It wasn't for revenge, was it?
It's okay. I know you didn't flush me on purpose, Mr. Watterson.
But here's what makes Darwin's origin even more powerful as a protagonist framework. His transformation isn't external, it's internal, made manifest. His legs don't grow because of magic or science experiments. They grow because his emotional connection to Gumball and the Watterson family is so strong that it literally changes his biology. This sets up Darwin as a character whose growth is always visible and meaningful. Unlike Gumball, who tends to learn lessons and then forget them by the next episode, Darwin's changes are permanent. Every experience builds on the last, creating genuine character evolution throughout the series. One of the most striking differences between Darwin and Gumball as potential protagonists lies in their emotional intelligence and how they process relationships. Gumball, despite being lovable, tends to be self-centered and impulsive. His problems usually stem from wanting something and not considering the consequences of his actions on others. Darwin, however, approaches situations from a fundamentally different angle. In episodes like The Promise, we see Darwin wrestling with complex moral decisions. He doesn't just want to keep his promise to Banana Joe because it's the rule. He understands that breaking promises hurts people and damages trust. This creates internal conflict that's much more sophisticated than Gumball's usual external chaos. But emotional intelligence isn't enough when the entire town expects you to be Gumball.
No, dude, we shall not. It's our special weekend. And nothing's gonna ruin it.
Don't worry, we'll work it out.
This emotional sophistication would translate into more nuanced storytelling. Instead of episodes built around Gumball wants something and causes chaos trying to get it, we'd have episodes exploring themes like Darwin wants to help someone but isn't sure how. Or Darwin has to choose between two people he cares about. These conflicts create opportunities for genuine character growth and more meaningful resolutions. Darwin's empathy also extends to characters that Gumball often dismisses or antagonizes. In The Responsible, while Gumball gets frustrated with Anais and treats babysitting as a chore, Darwin genuinely wants to protect and care for his little sister. He sees her as a person with valid needs and fears, not an obstacle to overcome.
Ah, just right.
Isn't water dangerous?
This perspective would fundamentally change the show's approach to supporting characters. Instead of most characters existing primarily as targets for Gumball's schemes or obstacles to overcome, they would become individuals with their own stories that Darwin genuinely cares about understanding and helping. From a scientific storytelling standpoint, Darwin's character opens up incredible possibilities. His ongoing evolution could introduce concepts of adaptation, environmental response, and biological change in organic ways. Unlike educational shows that feel like they're teaching lessons, Darwin's scientific elements would emerge naturally from his character and experiences. For example, an episode dealing with environmental pollution wouldn't need to lecture viewers about conservation. Instead, it could show Darwin physically reacting to contaminated water, feeling sick in polluted environments, or sensing changes in the ecosystem that other characters miss. His fish heritage makes environmental themes personal rather than preachy. One of the most fascinating aspects of reimagining the show with Darwin as the protagonist is how it would transform every family relationship. Currently, the Watterson family dynamics revolve around managing Gumball's chaos and Nicole's stress responses to that chaos. Richard provides comic relief, and Anais serves as the voice of reason that gets ignored. With Darwin as the central character, these relationships become more collaborative and supportive. At first, this makes life in Elmore feel calmer, but the cracks start showing fast.
Come on, man, help me out. I would, but I'm too busy teaching you a valuable lesson.
Darwin, I've got a plan.
What?
The plan is you come up with a plan because I haven't got one.
Okay, but there's one small flaw.
What?
I don't have one either. Ah! What are we gonna do? I don't want to be a baby father.
Let's stitch it.
Shh, don't say stuff like that in front of him.
Darwin's natural inclination toward harmony means family conflicts would focus on understanding and communication rather than punishment and consequence. This doesn't mean the show would become conflict-free. Instead, conflicts would be more emotionally complex and resolutions more satisfying. Nicole's relationship with Darwin already demonstrates this potential. Nicole treats Darwin more as a confidant than a child to manage. She respects his judgment and values his input. As the main character, Darwin could serve as a bridge between Nicole's adult responsibilities and the family's childlike wonder, helping her reconnect with joy while still maintaining structure. Richard's relationship with Darwin offers even more interesting possibilities. While Gumball often enables or dismisses Richard's childish behavior, Darwin genuinely appreciates and learns from it. Richard's ability to find magic in mundane situations aligns perfectly with Darwin's sense of wonder about the world. Their interactions could explore themes of different kinds of intelligence and the value of maintaining childlike curiosity. Anais and Darwin's dynamic would also shift significantly. Instead of Anais being the frustrated genius surrounded by chaos, she could become Darwin's research partner and intellectual companion. Their episodes would combine Anais's analytical skills with Darwin's intuitive understanding, creating stories that celebrate both logical thinking and emotional intelligence. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of this role reversal is what happens to Gumball when he's no longer the center of attention. Rather than diminishing his character, moving Gumball into a supporting role could actually make him more interesting and likable.
Hey, thought there was gonna be a cake or something.
This surprise is going to be better than a cake. I'm giving you reconciliation with your father.
Oh, man. I should have known it was something lame like that. Nobody invites people to eat cake in a junkyard. Go on, tell me your plan then.
It's simple.
As Darwin's best friend and sidekick, Gumball's impulsiveness becomes less destructive and more adventurous. But here's the catch. Without the spotlight, Gumball doesn't just get bored, he starts acting out. Instead of his schemes causing problems that everyone else has to solve, his wild ideas could provide the spark for Darwin's more thoughtful explorations. Gumball becomes the "what if we tried this crazy thing" to Darwin's "okay, but let's think through how to do it safely and considerately." This dynamic would also allow Gumball's genuine loyalty and creativity to shine more clearly. Currently, these positive traits often get overshadowed by the consequences of his selfishness. As a sidekick, Gumball's loyalty becomes one of his defining characteristics, and his creativity serves the story rather than driving it into chaos.
No, wait. What if we, pass the ball?
I don't care about the game. I'm talking about Molly.
So am I. I just thought it was a good analogy on theme with the, dodgeball, and it doesn't matter.
The friendship between Darwin and Gumball could deepen in this format. Instead of their relationship being primarily about Darwin going along with Gumball's plans, it becomes about two very different personalities complementing each other. Darwin provides the emotional intelligence and moral compass, while Gumball provides the energy and willingness to take risks. Darwin, as the protagonist, would naturally expand the show's world in directions that Gumball's character simply can't access. His fish heritage connects him to aquatic environments that are largely unexplored in the current show. His evolutionary background links him to concepts of change, adaptation, and biological diversity that could introduce new locations and characters. More importantly, Darwin's empathetic nature means he would naturally seek out and connect with characters who are marginalized or overlooked in Elmore. While Gumball tends to interact primarily with popular or useful characters, Darwin would gravitate toward the lonely, the misunderstood, and the forgotten, which sounds noble until you realize it pulls him away from the people who need him most.
Darwin, help me! Stay away from us! Yeah! That's really bad.
Oh, what? You thought I was defacing this poor person's car? What kind of a mother would do that?
This could introduce storylines about bullying, social isolation, and acceptance that feel organic rather than forced. Darwin's own experience of transformation and belonging makes him uniquely qualified to help others who feel like outsiders. These episodes wouldn't need to be heavy-handed about their messages because Darwin's approach to helping others comes from genuine understanding rather than moral superiority. The show's mythology could also expand in interesting ways. Darwin's mysterious origin, where exactly did he come from before the pet store, could be explored gradually throughout the series. His connection to evolution and transformation could introduce elements of magic realism or science fiction that feel natural within the show's already surreal universe.
You thought you could drag me to the bottom of the lake so you could eat me later? Well, guess what, punk? I'm a fish with legs.
Darwin, as the protagonist, would likely shift the show's visual style toward more natural environments and organic shapes. While Gumball's adventures tend to take place in urban settings filled with geometric architecture and artificial environments, Darwin's stories would naturally gravitate toward parks, rivers, forests, and other natural spaces. This wouldn't mean abandoning the show's signature style, mixing different animation techniques. If anything, it could expand those possibilities. Underwater sequences could utilize fluid animation techniques. Forest episodes could experiment with organic growing visual elements. Darwin's connection to both natural and artificial worlds could create striking visual contrasts. But the more Darwin builds this new Elmore, the less it feels like home. Perhaps most importantly, Darwin as a protagonist allows the show to explore philosophical questions that are both profound and accessible to children. What does it mean to belong? How do we choose who we become? What is the relationship between love and growth? How do we stay true to ourselves while adapting to our environment? These aren't abstract concepts when filtered through Darwin's experiences. He has literally lived through transformation, chosen his family, and continues to evolve based on his relationships and experiences. His story naturally raises these questions without needing to explicitly state them. And that's when Darwin starts wondering, did replacing Gumball mean losing himself? This philosophical richness would give the show more lasting appeal and rewatchability. While episodes would remain entertaining for children, they would also offer layers of meaning that become more apparent as viewers grow older. Parents watching with their children would find genuine depth and wisdom alongside the humor and adventure. Ultimately, Darwin as the protagonist represents something powerful about the potential for growth. The importance of choosing love over fear and the beauty of transformation. His story resonates with anyone who has ever felt different, anyone who has had to work to find their place in the world, anyone who has chosen to grow rather than become bitter. In a media landscape often focused on conflict, cynicism, and easy answers, Darwin represents a different path. He shows that kindness can be a strength, that curiosity leads to adventure, that empathy creates deeper connections than self-interest, and that genuine growth is always possible. A Darwin-centered amazing world of Gumball would prove that you can create compelling, funny, adventurous storytelling while celebrating the best aspects of human nature. It would show children that being good isn't boring, that caring about others leads to more interesting experiences than caring only about yourself, and that the most amazing transformations come from love, not force. The amazing world of Gumball with Darwin as the main character wouldn't just be a different show, it would be a different kind of show. One that proves entertainment and education can be seamlessly integrated, that humor and heart can coexist, that adventure and empathy can drive each other forward.
How do I get out of here now?
Most importantly, it would be a show that grows with its audience. While current episodes tend to reset to a status quo, Darwin-centered episodes would build on each other, creating genuine character arcs and emotional development that rewards long-term viewing. This version of the show would demonstrate that the most amazing worlds aren't built on chaos and conflict, but on curiosity, compassion, and the courage to keep growing. Darwin's journey from pet goldfish to evolved family member is already one of animation's most beautiful stories of transformation. Making him the protagonist would allow that transformation to continue, showing viewers that growth never really ends. It just keeps getting more amazing. But maybe the lesson isn't about replacing anyone, maybe it's about why Elmore needs them both.
Thank you. That was quite the workout. Okay, see ya. And again, love the concept. The music, the mysterious vibes. Outfits are super fierce. Okay, bye!